Hey, Dawns ARKS! Welcome everyone to your Phantasy Star podcast recorded live on January 31st, 2023. I'm one of your hosts, PrinceBrightstar, and with me here is Rooks. Go ahead and say hello.
Hello everyone. Hope you're doing good today.
So, we've got the February update coming up today here, which we're going to be doing a reaction to, as typical here on this show. Also got a small update from Clementine and Affinia, but it's mostly going to be NGS headline today that we're reacting to here. While we have a moment here, though, can we talk about that emergency update that happened this week? Oh boy. After I wanted to stream when that happened, or rather, I was unaware that was even happening when I tried to stream again. After all the technical issues I had been having last week on Friday, and I wanted to be able to stream on that, and then I just simply couldn't. Go ahead.
Honestly, I was kind of just surprised that there was an update. I did seem to be affected. Now the issues seem to be affecting me. What was it? So the issue supposedly?
So it was the issue. What was happening was basically, essentially, you could only get to Stia via the Ryuker device, which basically meant that anybody that was still going through the story at that time got effectively bridge blocked.
Oh boy, that's bad.
Yeah, I agree. So, yeah, I understand them doing the emergency update for that here. Still, it's kind of like, I make the announcement in the Discord, and then suddenly I'm like, oh, wait. But at least we're past that, and also I'm past all the technical issues I had this week, or last week, rather, and hopefully permanently here, but we'll have to see. It was a really weird bug. It was actually Windows that had completely bugged out on me for some reason, which was causing the crashing, and the only way to fix it was to actually completely reload Windows from scratch. So now I gotta do all my customizations again, but that won't take too long for me to do.
Messaging, I am kind of hoping that what we see, I'm hoping that we're going to see, well, get a better definition of what Ultra Evolution is. When they first announced it, the wording on the website was so bad that it made it sound like basically just the creative area was it for that update. And if that's the case, that's going to be a very bad time for Sega.
I completely agree on that. Yeah, that is certainly not enough to really be able to hold the players over. I mean, it's nice to finally get it in the game, but my question then becomes, what is the development team working on at that point?
Unfortunately, Sega might look at this as a virtual dollhouse, if that ends up being the case anyway. And that's, once again, not a good sign.
Yep. At this point, we're waiting for them to start. They should be starting any minute here. Something else I should bring up is earlier this week, somebody else on YouTube released a survey regarding how people felt if people felt that the game was dying, and from what I saw in that, it looked like about 2/3 of the player base actually were saying the game was not dying, and then there were some other topics that they covered in that, but that was kind of the bigger takeaway from that, if I remember correctly. So at least the player base is kind of sticking around for the time being, but one of the main complaints that players had in that was the fact that it just felt like the only thing that they had to do was to log in for the dailies and weeklies, and that was it.
That is kind of my routine. Then I'm usually at a loss for anything else to do. Though that is also a case of me just not knowing better. It's, there is stuff to do usually. You just have to look for it.
Yep. I mean, at least I've got myself. I'm able to keep myself busy through just looking around in the different environments and such to try to figure out what's going on there. But it's certainly just still, not exactly the best situation, because not everybody's going to be interested in looking for the environmental storytelling and things like that.
In order for environmental storytelling to work, you have to have something to actually make them want to look in the first place. And they've been doing a pretty decent job of making the players not exactly feel invited to this world.
Agreed, definitely. Usually they would have brought up the stream by now, so I'm kind of surprised that they haven't yet here. Let me see if they've made any notes on their Twitter here.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's their turn for technical difficulties this time.
The problem is they kind of had technical difficulties last time, because I remember them starting like 5 minutes late or something.
They started 5 minutes late, then we suddenly had problems, if I recall.
Yeah.
Or was that previous one?
I think it kind of hit both of us, so. Yeah, they haven't said anything just quite yet here, so. The Japanese one hasn't started yet. What's going on here? If anybody's saying anything in the on their Discord now here. Yeah, everybody else in there has noticed at this point here, so.
Including a wrench.
Including, sorry, say again?
A wrench, someone who monitors chat.
Ah, okay.
Including Drip Rappy.
Gotcha. Alright.
So they know something's going on.
Hopefully this isn't something where they set the time wrong or something for this.
Well, this is about when they started last time, and last I knew, we haven't shifted over to another times.
Daylight savings or something.
Yeah, sorry.
I guess while we're waiting here, I can say that at least work is continuing on the next Secrets episode. Right now, I've got about maybe 5 minutes of content in there, but I'm going to be adding some more now that the new story content has come out, the side story content rather, just to cover that up, cover that a little bit more here. Probably won't be the longest episode I've ever done, but it should at least, I guess it'll be around maybe 8 to 10 minutes at this rate. And then there's another project that I'm working on, which is going to take me a bit to get produced just because it's got a ton of videos that kind of all combine into a single video in the end. And I don't want to drop any hints about it for now, so just kind of look forward to it.
Keeping my mouth shut.
I appreciate it.
Okay, I think we're getting it.
Yeah, it looks like it just went live here. Now, usually it takes a moment for it to start going here. But that's at least a good sign. Yeah, I did see it switch over. Alright. Yeah, hopefully we get more detail about the Dark Falls Aegis fight today as well. I'll be interested to see if they're going to talk about the second phase at all, or if that's going to be hidden from us again this month. And,
it did look... Oh,
what?
sorry. Well, it did look like... Honestly, it did look like that it did get hit by the central cannon in one of the videos. But it looked like it also shrugged it off as well, so that's a good sign.
Yep. And, hey there, Levante.
And here we go.
Yep. You're about a second ahead of me.
Welcome back, everybody, to NGS Headline.
Hello, everyone. It's 9 p.m., so let's get started with NGS Headline. I'm the host of this show, Hiro Arai, the official NGS navigator.
Okay, so I buffered and then something happened to the stream.
And they just went down?
Yeah, what?
Oh no,
Okay, so
did
it's not
whoever
just
hit
me.
you, did whoever just hit you also hit them?
I hope not. That would be very, very unusual for a problem on my computer to start crashing them.
Yep, we're getting F's in chat.
I guess let me take us back to us here for the moment. Until they come back up. Sheesh. See if I can at least get myself in line with you here, because here's the other thing. I actually wasn't seeing the chat until now, so... Go ahead and pop that out.
Stupid thing is they should really, when they are doing levitating, it's really a stupid thing where they should really just lock once during a trial it hits 4 bars, it should just lock there until the trial finishes. That's the only thing they need. That's the only thing they need to do to fix that. But I get the feeling that they're trying to just train it so that you're used to training the players so that they're used to just working for just getting used to getting the player used to grinding pointlessly, really.
Yeah.
I remember. Oh, sorry.
I mean, I was just gonna say, I mean, to your point about grinding, I mean, there's like no point to really doing it in this game, aside from collecting augment capsules and the occasional weapon that just requires just a bunch of grinding for some reason.
I have over 1,000 Hunter X cubes that I can do nothing with. It's kind of a case of what the heck do we do with the stuff they give us and they haven't really created a proper exchange shops, because I think they're also afraid of what happens if they do that. I mean, towards the end, people were just using... Oh, here we go. Again.
You're ahead of me. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I think you're ahead of me by about 2 or 3 seconds now.
Welcome back, everybody, to NGS Headline.
Hello, everyone. It's 9 p.m., so let's get started with NGS Headline. I'm the host of this show, Hiro Arai, the official NGS navigator. here to bring you the latest info on
Yeah,
NGS.
that really was a one more, wasn't it?
This is the first NGS headline broadcast of 2023. We introduced our roadmap at our last broadcast, but we still have more and more content coming your way, so let's make
have a great year
2023
first.
another great year for NGS. Once again, this program is to inform players about the present and future of Sega's online
What are those
RPG,
creatures?
PSO2 New Genesis, or NGS for short,
Turn the stream down on
with
my
info
side just so
on
you can be
current
heard a little bit better.
operations, future updates, campaigns, and more.
There we
This
go.
is a pre-recorded broadcast. If you would like to watch it in Japanese, you can check it out on the Japanese NGS YouTube channel. Without further ado, let's move on to the updates you've all been waiting for.
NGS Hot Information.
Alright, let's see what they got for us this time.
First off, I'd like to share some info on the updates coming in February. Let's start with a video.
Think we're starting out with Falls.
Oh yeah, there are those lyrics. Yeah, I worked a little bit on the lyrics, and it definitely seemed like there was some intention by the behind the lyrics, although not every single word was clear in it, so it's still a little undefined in terms of everything that was said in this. Also, we both missed this last time. This is taking place at Halfield Lake.
Which is probably one of the best uses of the place.
Agreed.
Just
But now the
surprised they
question-
haven't used it. Yeah, just surprised they haven't used it since then.
Okay, Aina and Manon are in there.
Oh no.
Okay, we knew that we knew that there was a collab coming. I guess this is doing the, oh, no, they're not completely, 2D.
You turn it into paper cutouts.
Yeah. Really? They did the mags, the region mags like that? With this collab?
Yep.
These lyrics, they're kind of reflecting some of the lyrics from the original Dark Falls fight now.
I mean, the lyrics from the Dark Falls song was basically some of the most. I almost call it character development for the Meteor.
Yeah, it was like the only character development that we ourselves as the player had had. Oh, awesome! We got a 24-player quest coming up.
Okay, that's interesting.
This appears to be taking place in North Alio. And they've actually got the command dolls in there. Okay. Alright, so this appears to be Valentine's Day themed AC Scratch coming up. Oh, the bears, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, I can see people just doing the whole Aladdin thing there.
What did you think? Now allow me to go through the updates with some slides.
Alright, so when does Falls release?
Let's take a look at this to begin. Starting February 1st, the urgent quest, the Battle of Halfa Lake, will be available.
So almost
with Dark
immediately.
Falls returning
Yeah,
as
tomorrow.
an even more
That's
powerful
surprising.
Dark Falls
Usually they wait a
agents.
week after the headline.
The quest is set at Halfia Lake, where you will fight the largest enemy in the history of NGS. ARKS will have a special weapon to aid in their battle against this gigantic enemy, the Mobile Cannon M2. In addition, the leaders of each of the regions that we have met so far will join us in defending Halfa. So together with the combined forces of Aelio, Retum, Kvaris, and Stia, we will defeat this mighty enemy. What's more, this quest will drop new 8-star rarity Neo's Astrian series weapons. The specifications for this weapon series are different from the previous ones, but more on that later.
Yeah, the shop for the weapons is
In
already
addition,
there.
the
And also,
ARKS
they didn't
records
talk
for
about
field
the
races
the
will be
second
held
phase
for a
here,
week
where they
beginning
bring up the
February
pocket
1st.
dimension.
The three
in this,
courses included
from this
this
falls.
time are North Aelio Board Stage 1,
If that's if we're
South
interpreting
Retum
things
Dash
right,
Stage 1,
that is.
and South Kvaris
Right.
Dash Stage 1.
I am bothered about that they're bringing all the NPCs in.
You'll get rewards based
I
on
agree.
your record at the final
That
tally.
just makes it feel
So
like they're
join
gonna
in
kill
to
skill.
test your skills. We're collaborating with the very popular virtual liver groups Niji-Sanji and Niji-Sanji EN. Life-size panels of 4 livers, Kaida Haru, Hakase Fuyuki, Hoshikawa Sara, and Shu Yamino, will appear in Central City. The region mags will also be decorated for the collab, so please take this opportunity to take a picture with them and your character. Furthermore, a movie concert will be held on the in-game monitor where you can watch the music videos of both Tomeina, Shinzoga, Naiteta by Kaida Haru, and Little Humming by Hakase Fuyuki. By participating in each live performance, you can get a title with the name of each liver and music discs for each song. We hope you will enjoy the shows. A detailed implementation schedule will be going up on the official site soon.
Obviously,
also
those
got
songs
a
are
new
likely
AC
going to set
scratch
up
ticket,
Content ID here
virtual
on
liver
YouTube.
style. You can become one of the
Let's hope
4
not.
virtual livers joining us for this project, with collab items such as outfits, hairstyles, accessories, voices, and more. Please note that the lineup also has other items from past AC Scratch tickets outside of the collaboration items. Starting February 8th, there will be a limited time quest, Drill Plateau Cleanup Op. This year's quest will be the largest ever, with 24 ARKS able to join at once. This quest is set in North Aelio and involves defending a broken down transport truck from a humongous swarm of enemies. In addition to regular enemies, powerful enemies that do not normally appear in the open field will appear in Megalodic's form and attack the transport truck and players with brute force. Work together with your fellow ARKS to defend the transport truck against these powerful enemies. This limited time quest will only be here for a week, so get in on the big group quest experience.
That sounds like they're doing a stress test.
The quest will
I won't be
also drop
surprised.
a new 8-star rarity, Neo's Just a
Yeah, actually,
Team
that was
weapon
exactly what was
series.
going through my mind as well.
Other augment capsules
They
like
did something
Ale
similar to
Domino
that
and Styria
in
Domino
Las
may
Vegas
also
in
drop,
PSO2 when they
so
were
you really don't
getting
wanna
ready
miss
for
this quest.
for New Genesis.
Here,
Which means we
we
could
would like
be
to add
seeing
some
some
additional information
word
about
about
the specifications
whatever
of the two new
the
8-star
next
rarity
episode
Neo
is, or
series
whatever
weapons.
the next
First,
quote-unquote
the Neo's
PSO2
Astrian
game is
series
soon.
that drops from Dark Falls Aegis,
If they
released
decide to
on
do a
February
complete
1st,
reset.
cannot be put up for sale in the personal shop.
At
However,
this point, if they
the
don't
drop
carry
rate is
over
set very
the
high compared
player's
to
stuff
other
in
8-star
some way, I
weapons.
think they're going to have some angry people on their hands.
In addition,
Yeah.
the item can be exchanged for the material item Aegis Integra, which, if you collect 5 of them, can be exchanged for an Astrian series in the category of your choice. However, no presets will be attached to weapons that can be exchanged. Aegis Integra will also be available in other content in upcoming releases. Next, we will be offering the Neo's Justitian series through a variety of future limited-time quests and events. You'll be able to put this series up for sale in the personal shop, and it will feature multi-weapon capability with the Astrian series. In addition, although the basic performance of this weapon is inferior to that of the Astrian series, it has a light element, making it more powerful than the Astrian
more powerful
against
just in
enemies
general because
with a
of the
weakness
10%
to the
boost.
light attribute.
That
Use
sounds
the
right,
different
yeah.
advantages of these two new types of Neo's series weapons to gain the upper hand in battle. February is the month of Cupid and chocolate, and we've got the new AC scratch ticket, Sweet Wonderland, for you to gorge on. This scratch ticket will whip up some patissier-style ensembles and Valentine's Day-inspired wear. It also includes the NGS Video Contest Winners emote, Animal Rides, and Motion Change, Motion Dash Magic Carpet. The Scratch Count bonus will deliver alternate versions of some of the motion changes included in the Scratch Ticket prizes, so
I
keep
didn't
an
realize
eye
that
out
those
for
were
those
video
as well.
winners.
Next, although not shown in the trailer, AC Support Item Select 6, coming on February 8th, will again feature items useful for strategy, such
Speaking
as
of support,
ADI-type augments that boost
stuff.
2 types of
They
attack
need to
stats
update what's
and
in
give
the
a potency
in
floor
the
increase,
SG
as well as items that can
shop.
support weapon
Those
enhancements.
are just way out of date.
This
at
is the same
point.
lineup as AC
Way
Support
outdated and
Item Select
overpriced.
5, released in December. Strengthen your weapons and armor, and aim for even greater heights.
I get the feeling they want people to burn through their
And for
SG.
Rewind Collection 9, coming on February 15th, we have selected items from the NGS spec Scratch Ticket items released last February that have not yet been re-released. The Scratch Count bonus includes revival items like the Motion Change Motion Dash I'm Flying. If you already have this motion change, you can exchange it for consumables at Item Recycle. Spice up your character with a variety of items. Next up, we have a trailer for new content coming in mid-February and beyond.
All right, let's see what we got for this.
I think this is the second one.
That's right. Yeah, this is the second limited quest. But is this only going to be around for a week as well? Okay, so this is now a battle area that's being done as 24 players. Battle areas typically only supported up to 8 players, so once again, this looks like they're doing some stress testing.
Honestly, I don't think it's ever been something that they couldn't do before. It was just a case that they just never had that setting enabled.
Well, it'd be fun if they would increase all the battle areas up to 24 players.
That would be... yeah, that could be fun. I think they were holding off on that because the game wasn't that optimized at the time.
Yeah, and I suppose the servers couldn't handle it at the start either. Oh wow, that was like a really bad... that was a horrible launch for the game, that's for certain.
Here we go. we're finally getting the costumes from the Stia
Story
team.
character. Yep. Nice new cast set.
Definitely. Giant mutants? Oh, they're bringing in supersized normal enemies.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's an easy way to create new bosses, I guess.
Yes. Wonder if they have the hitboxes fixed. I mean, this isn't the first time we've seen this. We've seen them do this with the Crag Bear.
True. And some, alters, cosmetics there. Blade gun themed parts, huh? That sounds like they're getting ready for whatever they're gonna call the new class.
Oh, that looks like a nice cast set.
Oh yeah, definitely. That looks like something out of like wow, this is gonna date me, but like Beetleborgs or something like that.
The seal set looks kind of goofy, but I could see a use for it. Are they seriously? I guess they are.
Oh my goodness.
I'm guessing I can't expect you to expect your character to be using that one.
Well, it's already done the ice walk, so I don't know if I'll put that one on or not.
What did you think? Now let's take a look at some slides to get an overview of these updates. The limited time quest, Drill, Old Capital Cleanup Op, will arrive on February 15th. As with the quest on February 8th, up to 24 people can participate in the quest. This one is set in Lost Central in Kavaris, and the objective here is to defend a broken down transport truck from a swarm of enemies. The small combat
These
area
transport
means
trucks
the
made with the same
transport trucks
technology
can
as the
easily be
ARKS
attacked
fighters
by
from
enemies,
base game.
but you can repel them by making good use of Kavaris'
Yeah, where
unique
they
game
just
elements,
constantly
like
break
crystalline
down, yeah.
ice and enormous icicles. This quest is limited to just 1 week, so don't miss out. The Neo's Justitian series also drops in this quest, but the augment capsules that drop have been changed to Ret Domina and Kavar Domina. Next, a Trigger Quest version of the urgent quest, The Battle of Halthia Lake, where you fight Dark Falls Aegis, is on the way. The triggers required to accept the quest can be obtained by trading in Alliance badges and other items.
Nothing
In
unusual
addition,
with that.
We'll be holding a 1-week Trainia ARKS records, starting February 15th. This time, it will be held at the helical line Training. You'll be using a variety of actions that have appeared in previous cocoons, so start prepping now for your shot at the high score. Next up, we're bringing the heat with the new SG scratch ticket, Volcanic Heart. This scratch ticket features outfits, accessories, cast parts, and more from characters you meet in the Stia region, Glen, Kanui, and Noroshi. Stage bonuses apply to the Noroshi avatar items, hairstyles, and weapon camo, increasing the win rate by up to 1.5 times. The scratch count bonus is the emote, Preparing for Battle, so keep an eye out for that too. In Mission Pass, NGS Season 17, you can pick up the mag form Snowbell, which can change your mag to look like an ice princess, as well as the Lux Sawyer accessory, a unit from PSO2 that has been transformed into an item.
Okay, nice to see they're bringing those in.
Starting February 22nd, for a limited time only, enormous enemies called Giant Mutants will appear. If you follow the task markers in certain exploration sectors and defeat the dread enemy, you might encounter one of these giant mutants. In South Aleo and West Kavaris, a massive Wowlon called a Wowlon Geo appears. In addition to being bigger
And yeah, I
stronger,
remember the Cragbear was also
attacks
called Geo, if I
differently
remember
than
correctly.
a normal Wowlon, so be careful. When you defeat the Wowlon Geo, it will drop NGS spec compound weapon camo with the PSO2 weapons attaché OBS C, Bure OBS, and Richter OBS. Meanwhile, in North Retum and the Stia outskirts, an enormous Garagarongo called the Garango Geo will appear. Its attacks are more powerful than those of a normal Garagarongo, but you can beat it with a good diving attack.
They really want to push
So I
that diving
recommend you
attack.
try that strategy. When you defeat the Garango Geo, it will drop the PSO2 Holy Ray weapon, reconfigured as NGS spec weapon camo. Shared drops include the
I'm sure
Neo's
that'll make
Just
some
a Tier
players happy.
series of rarity 8-star weapons and accessories themed to match each enemy, so it's definitely worth your while to search the exploration sectors for these giant mutants. Now it's time for a cozy fireside tale about our new AC scratch ticket, Modish Winter. In addition to winter spec outfits and modish punk-style outfits to keep your gooey insides nice and toasty, this ticket also includes blade and gun-themed cast parts to trick out your cold metal exterior. Plus, you can get your hands on the emote Throne, a winner from the NGS video contest, and the motion changes
Chat is
motion
kind of going
swim,
a little
shark
crazy
raid,
about the
and
gooey
motion
insides
dash
comments.
sliding. The scratch count bonus offers up alternate
Yep.
versions of some of the motion changes included in the scratch ticket prizes, so keep your eyes peeled for those too. That's all for the info on the February updates. But I've also managed to snag some new details about the creative space, scheduled for release in June.
Okay.
Let's start with a video.
You kind of already knew this right now. Okay. Maybe this isn't.
Let's get pretty detailed here, it looks like.
Well, now you can have a virtual dollhouse for your virtual dollhouse.
Yep. And then you can do the whole Jack and the Beanstalk thing.
Go old Toy Story. I'm just worried about how we're going to be getting these materials, though. I'm hoping
Yeah, are they going to
we-
be drops? Or...
drops, or are they going to force us to build it using scratch materials?
Or maybe just Meseta.
Maybe. That would be a good sync.
But I
At
could
the same
also
time-
see, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I could also see players doing something with these areas and basically creating jump puzzles.
I'd be surprised. I mean,
In
that
addition
was
to
a
gliding,
thing with the,
oh, go ahead.
well, especially since it was the thing in the Alliance rooms with some areas. And that's how you set up a blueprint, huh?
Yep.
Oh wow, okay, these places might actually be pretty big. Okay, now you're impressing me a bit.
Yeah, agreed. This is like you could build a whole town or something.
And bring in your characters.
What purpose will they have in there?
I think more set dressing, but I also think possibly, you know, for a roleplay setting, that might actually help.
Yep. The fact that they let you do like pixel art like that too is going to be interesting as well. I've seen like a lot of things transition into games like Minecraft that look pretty impressive.
What did you think? This was the first unveiling of some of the new elements of the creative space, and there are plans to implement other major mechanics as well. We have more information on the way, so please stay tuned. Those are all the updates we have for you today. Let's move on to the next segment. NGS Operation Report. For this segment, the NGS Operation Report, I, Hiro Arai, select questions and comments from the players to bring to the development and live operation teams and bring you their answers. Here is the first one. There are many types of weather in Stia, and it is difficult to know what the current weather is. Could you improve it for clarity? Here is our team's response. As you pointed out, we recognize that 2 of the 5 types of weather in Stia, Scorching and Inferno, are particularly difficult to distinguish from one another. So, we are planning to improve the in-game display to show an icon representing the current weather conditions. This will not be limited to just the Stia region, but it will only be for weather conditions that are important to
Good
know.
plan?
That was their answer.
Show it in the towns.
This improvement will allow players to know what the weather is like outside, even when they are in the city or at camp.
Thank you.
We hope you will take advantage of this information as a guide.
I could
for
never
gigantic
tell in
suppression.
Central City when it was when there was a
Let's move
thunderstorm
on to the
going on.
next question.
Wait, don't we already have
Would
that
it
check
be possible
chat
to have a
command?
chat command to turn the character's face toward the camera? Here is our team's response. In response to your request, we are planning to implement a chat command in the future that will allow the character's face to look at the camera while performing emotes or idle motions. That was their answer. Let's move on to the next question.
That could be
It bothers me
interesting.
to see other player characters appear in lower fidelity graphics compared to my own. Could this be improved? Here is our team's response. The current specifications are designed as a measure to reduce the processing load in-game. However, in response to the many requests we've received on this issue, we are planning to implement a feature that will allow users to choose to display the graphics
Well,
of
if you want to
other player
benchmark your
characters
PC,
in the
there
same
you go.
fidelity as their own on the options screen.
Yep.
This will be available only on the PC version. However, please note that the game may run slower when using this feature. depending on your PC specs and the content being played. That was their answer. When this option is implemented, we hope you will make good use of it, such as using it only when taking screenshots. Let's move on to the next question. It looks like the prizes of the regular special scratch ticket are updated less frequently. Could you please increase how often they're updated a bit? Here is our team's response. First, let us explain the specifications of special scratch tickets. Several months after a given limited-time scratch ticket's release period has finished, we redistribute some of the prizes as regular special scratch ticket prizes. We plan to increase the release frequency of limited-time special scratch tickets in our future release schedule, and so we expect the update frequency of the regular special scratch tickets to increase as well. That was their answer. Let's move on to the next question. Regarding the creative space, it seems that other players will be able to make edits. Will it be possible for me to put some kind of restriction in place if I don't want edits to be made? Here is our team's response. We plan to implement a function to allow players to grant editing permissions to other players in the creative space. Authorized players will be free to edit the space as they wish. Players without editing permissions may visit the space but won't be able to place or remove objects. In addition, the objects that authorized players may place will be limited to what is in the possession of the owner of that particular space. That was their answer.
Okay.
That's all
That
for our
kind of gives us a
Q&A
little
today.
bit of hint about how that's going to work.
Moving
It's not
forward,
just
I will continue to select and bring
you
your
don't
questions
just
and
have
feedback
all the
to
materials
development
as
and
you want them. You
operations
need to
teams
acquire them
and
somehow.
share their answers with you. Please also
And that
let
once
us know your
again
thoughts
worries me a
about this
little bit.
show and the game with the hashtag NGS
Also, no
Headline
updates on Ultra
Twitter
Evolution.
and other platforms.
Agreed. Yeah, they need to clarify that.
Moving on to the next segment.
NGS Satellite Information.
Now let's move on from updates and talk about some other NGS-related info. I'm sure it will get you even more excited about the game. Let's get started. We are happy to present an original illustration to celebrate NGS's collaboration with Niji Sanji and Niji Sanji EN. The popular artist Ino Oka has crafted an illustration of Kaida Haru, Hakase Fuyuki, Hoshikawa Sara, and Shu Yamino, who are all part of the collaboration. Plus, these four are all set to stream NGS as well. Kaida Haru, Hakase Fuyuki, and Hoshikawa Sara are scheduled to go live on Thursday, February 2nd, while Shu Yamino will be streaming on Sunday, February 5th. Check out our official Twitter account for more details. In addition, there will be several campaigns starting from February 1st that also feature our collaboration with Niji Sanji and Niji Sanji EN. During the collab period, there will be a limited time login bonus where you can get stickers of the 4 collab livers autographs and the logos of Niji Sanji and Niji Sanji EN, depending on how many days you log in to NGS. We've also got a boost campaign in store to commemorate this collaboration. We can't wait to see all our new and veteran ARKs joining us and the collab livers on Planet Halpha
Yeah,
for this
Bestagen,
adventure.
I'd love to be able to, like, say, take some enemy models and place it in the area myself.
Here are some of the campaigns scheduled to be held starting February 1st. Ultra PSO2 Day, Triple Burst, will begin on February 1st. Both the boost effect and the content of the login gift will be much more extravagant than the standard monthly PSO2 Day, so make sure to log in. From February 21st, we'll be holding Ultra PSO2 Day, Triple Burst, exclusively for premium set users. Starting from February 15th,
That'll help with the Dark Falls
will
Aegis
strike in a
drops as well.
pre-announced urgent quest, which will occur at specific dates and times.
Let's hope.
We also have boost events planned that will increase the drop rates for rare items and items with preset skills.
I'm
So
already
take this opportunity
reading in
to
the
join in
in the
and get
chat
some
that
new
a
gear.
lot of people are worried about
Finally,
being able to get
we'll be
the
holding a
materials for the
screenshot
weapon.
submission campaign from February 22nd. 40 lucky winners who post a screenshot on Twitter of their character wearing either the Wowlon mask or the head mount Garagarango will be given a luxurious item as a campaign reward. We can't wait to see your posts online. That's all for this episode of NGS Headline. Please share your thoughts and feedback on this program and the game using the hashtag NGS Headline. Together, we can make NGS an even more fantastic game. As a representative of the users, I, Hiro Arai, will continue to work with the development team to make NGS a more enjoyable game for everyone, and I look forward to your continued support. The next episode of NGS Headline will be on Tuesday, February 28th. We'll be focusing mainly on the update coming in March. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Now then, ARKS, I'll see you at the next NGS Headline.
Thanks for watching here on Tuesday night. See you on next NGS Headline. Bye-bye.
All right, so a pretty by-the-books headline there. There really weren't too many surprises with this one.
Very much. I was really hoping that we would get more details about Ultra Evolution, or at least a clarification that it was not just a creative space. At this point, I'm kind of worried that it is.
Agreed, yeah. It's definitely concerning at this point, and we'll have to see if they're gonna say anything more in the future. But yeah, they gotta clarify this soon. Otherwise,
So
go ahead.
So the next thing that I'm worried about is, well, we're kind of both worried about how they're going to be handling the Dark Falls fight. Particularly with all those NPCs showing up.
Agreed. Unless the only way that could work would be if they're just sort of in the background, like kind of how they handled it in like base PSO2 with some of the story characters just popping up and just saying a message, but they didn't actually do anything in the fight.
Yeah, but also we have this group's track record so far.
True.
Then again, there is some hope with the latest story scenes we got.
Yep, we'll have to see how it all pans out here, I guess. On the Japanese side, it looks like they just talked about some of the stuff from the Sympathy 2023 show, some of the items that you can get from that. Which, by the way, I did see the show, and it was pretty good. A little surprising. The kind of big comment I had on it was I was really surprised that they didn't have a rendition of Dark to Light in that. But I think you had mentioned that there might have been a reason behind that.
Yeah, it's a complicated one, and I don't want to even start mentioning it here because it might get you flagged by YouTube.
Gotcha. I appreciate that. Alright, any other comments before we move on to the rest of the stuff we got for today?
I think we're good.
Alright. In that case, let me bring this up here. Alright, so... Whoa, what's this doing all the way on this side? Hey, you're supposed to be over here. Alright, anyway. So, Clementine. So they had an update on January 14th. With that, they had the end of the Christmas event, so their Rappy Knolls have gone back into hiding. For Photon Arts, they had a new single dagger Photon Art added, the Kakoryuzan. Players will be able to obtain that Photon Art at the Resident Security Department from the Lady in Blue. They had mission updates. They fixed the amount of clear boxes at Village Defense. True Darkness has the correct enemy variants again. Sunken Shrine has been reduced to a Tier 1 mission. Two-Headed Ruins has been reduced to a Tier 2 mission. Same for Red Hawk Jungle. Illuminous Illusion has been increased to a Tier 3 mission. And they fixed the level requirement for Village Defense S rank. For loot, Forging Hearts has been added to the following missions: Fight for Food, Rising Malice, Beach Bum Beast, White Beast, and Village Defense. And then they added a whole bunch of enemy drops. Or rather, a whole bunch of enemy drops have been changed, rather, here on the S4 difficulty. You can read through that if you're interested in that. We're not going to go through the whole list here. And then for the lobby update, they adjusted the Raphon Lakeshore's vendor location near the Sunken Shrine and Crimson Beast. They added a photon recharger to Raphon Lakeshore, as well as to Raphon Field Base. And then for bug fixes, the Gold W badge now sells to the vendors for 14,000 Meseta again. And they fixed an issue where you got the wrong S-rank RCSM/U weapons. Furthermore, if you have the incorrect RCSM, you'll now have the correct one. Although, actually, looks like they haven't quite fixed it just quite yet, so typically they scratch those out if something isn't updated yet, so I'm surprised they didn't do that in this case.
Might not be fully implemented yet.
Could be. Alright, so that's Clementine, and then for Affinia, a few updates here. So, January 7th, they had maintenance with the end of the Christmas event there. With that, the Hunter's Boost Road had been changed to Endless Nightmare 3, Mop-Up Operation 4, Phantasmal World 3, and new Mop-Up Operation 4. They also made some other server changes, including certain boxes that can only drop Meseta were fixed to give the proper amount of Meseta. They fixed the grind values for set weapons from boxes, typically seen in challenge mode. And then when a banner item drops, the banner will now display the player that the item dropped for. If the party is using the classic drop style, the banner will still display the party name using the old format. And they fixed an issue with the Whittle version of Genpei, where its texture was loading Broom's texture instead. Following that, they had a small update on the 26th. On the classic ship Devaloka, it is no longer required to clear a specific episode's difficulty to advance in one-person mode. For example, previously, if you had to clear Episode 2's Very Hard mode to access Episode 2's Ultimate mode. This is no longer the case. You can clear Episode 1's Very Hard mode and now access Episode 2's Ultimate mode. And then one more update here. So on the 27th, they added some new quests called the Silent Afterimage series. For that, they were modeled based on the Endless Nightmares. And for Silent Afterimage number 1, it features Force 1 and Ruins 1, while Silent Afterimage 2 features Caves 3 and Mine 1. And you can find these under Episode 1 Extermination. Okay. And so, that's pretty much all that we really had here for today. We kind of covered the big things early on today, with all the stream issues that they were having with the start of the headline show. Rooks, was there anything else you wanted to bring up here today?
Not really. A lot of this is going to just really count on how things play out with Dark Falls.
Agreed.
Also, no, nothing, as far as I know, nothing to update on Steam Deck or anything else.
Yeah, to your point, I'm hoping that with that Dark Falls fight, we at least get an ending that's satisfactory and at least gives us something that kind of pushes things forward rather than it just being another situation where Crawford fires his cannon and he just says it didn't work again.
So I do think we saw in the previous headline image a scene where he did fire the cannon mid-battle and it basically just deflected off of it.
Yeah, so we'll have to see if that's the ending or if that's somewhere in the middle of the fight, I guess. At the very least, I would love to see, because of the effects of completing the battle, we actually see something happen at Halfia Lake. Whether it be whatever's in the lake there, those three things, whether they open up or some sort of device appears that's going to eventually lead us to the thing in the sky. But we'll have to see.
Yep. It would be nice, but at the same time, we know nothing, almost next to nothing about the next update other than we are getting to build houses now.
Yep. Agreed. Alright, so that brings us to the end of this episode. On behalf of Rooks and myself, thank you for joining us today. Day has dawned. Have a great day, everyone.
See ya, everybody.